Bring on the upsets. As we get into the second half of the college football season, it's proven to be adventurous so far, with the top-ranked teams going down the past few weeks. One of those upset losses, Wisconsin falling to Illinois, dropping the Badgers all the way out of our poll. Here's a look at the latest top 10 in our NCAA Power Rankings. At number 10, Oregon. The Ducks dropped their opening game of the season in a fantastic finish against Auburn. However, since then, Oregon has rattled off 6 straight wins. Saturday, perhaps, was the most impressive, coming back from a 14-point deficit on the road to beat rival Washington at 35-31. Quarterback Justin Herbert threw for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns as the Ducks fall, but not without locking up the Pac-12 North. Number 9, Georgia. Terrible weather conditions caused a lack of scoring between Georgia and Kentucky in a game that was tied 0-0 at the half. The Bulldogs defense kept that going for the rest of the game, shutting out the Wildcats in a 21-0 win. Running back DeAndre Swift also returned to his dominant form, rushing for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. Number 8, Auburn. The Tigers played so well that they forced Arkansas's punter to throw one of the worst passes in football history. Not even exaggerating on that one. It was that bad. Poor punter passing aside, it was also an impressive performance offensively for the Tigers, putting up 51 points on the road. The rest of the schedule is not so easy, though. Auburn heads to LSU this weekend and still has games against Georgia and Alabama. Number 7, Florida. After their first loss of the season, the Gators started slowly at South Carolina. However, quarterback Kyle Trask threw for 4 touchdowns and the Gators scored 21 points to pull away for the win. Florida now goes into a bye week before facing Georgia. That game will likely decide who wins the SEC East. Number 6, Penn State. The Lions roared out to a 21-0 lead against Michigan and then held on for a 28-21 win. Quarterback Sean Clifford threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for another to move Penn State to 7-0 on the season. The grind continues, though. 3 of the next 4 games are on the road, including at Minnesota and at Ohio State. Number 5, Oklahoma. The Sooners' offense is an unstoppable force right now. They put up 52 points on West Virginia this Saturday, led by 316 yards passing and 3 touchdown passes from Jalen Hurts. The senior quarterback also showed his running ability with 75 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Oklahoma's defense also showed up, holding West Virginia to only 51 rushing yards on the day. Number 4, Ohio State. The Buckeyes returned from a bye week and absolutely smashed Northwestern 52-3. Ohio State rushed for 279 yards, led by 121 from J.K. Dobbins, and held the Wildcats to only 42 passing yards. The big showdown against Wisconsin this week lost its luster after the Badgers were upset, but it still looms as the toughest remaining test on Ohio State's schedule. Number 3, LSU. The Tigers were held to their lowest scoring output of the season, but still scored 36 points in a 23-point win at Mississippi State. Heisman contender Joe Burrow threw for 4 touchdown passes to break LSU's single-season touchdown record only 7 games into this season. The Tigers have their best offense in a long time as they head into the stretch that will define their season. A top 10 Auburn team at home this week, and then the matchup that has only grown in hype all season, at Alabama on November 9th. And that brings us to number 2, Alabama. The Crimson Tide beat Tennessee 35-13. However, their future fortunes rest on the ankle of Tua Tagovailoa. He injured his ankle in the second quarter and did not return the rest of the game. Head coach Nick Saban has already ruled out Tua this week when Alabama takes on the last-placed Arkansas and hopes he's healed before that big game against LSU. The Crimson Tide didn't do much through the air without Tua, but were able to rush for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Number 1, Clemson. The Tigers overcame a slow start at Louisville to run away with a 45-10 win. After 2 interceptions, quarterback Trevor Lawrence threw for 3 touchdowns, and the ground game received a boost with 192 rushing yards from Travis Etienne. The Tigers are going to get everyone's best shot all year. However, their talent is still enough to overcome it. And that's it for our latest NCAA Power Rankings.